Gwarn Peeps, it's Venom, what you saying? Alongside my home slice, damn me to the zane. When she and I get together on the poddy, ask anybody, the vibes are insane.
Join our family and feel free to come by. We on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Yeah.
New drop on the way every Monday at 6.
Tune in and come see what we unpick.
Will I ever compliment you on this podcast?
You've already done it.
But is it in the episode, or did I cut it out when I was editing?
Nah, I'm sure you've put it in. I have to look through it, but I'm sure you've complimented me and left it in.
Maybe.
But,
maybe not.
I remember anyway.
I do like your jean jacket though. I like it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I do.
Freebie, you know what I'm saying? Little distressed hair. A little distressed hair.
All
I'm not
right.
distressed, but you get me. It's got a nice scully on the back. I can't even show you the back, but yeah. It's got what? Repping, is it Venice?
Let's not be saying any names because, we
No, it's not a brand. It's just a place.
because we're not, I'm saying that.
Repping Venice.
Oh, I see you.
But yeah. Drop a like if you're feeling the swag, if you're feeling the denim.
The denarms.
Drop a like.
The denarms.
the denim on Venom, get me?
Wow.
Yeah, man's got rhymes like that. Don't worry about it. If
Wow.
you don't get it, forget about it. You know what I'm saying?
Let's actually get started.
Yeah. What? Wagwan people, it's your boy Venom in the building. Alongside my co-host, Dami Zane. Welcome to the Unpicked podcast. And thank you for joining us. You know what I'm saying? We're here today to bless you with some more bants. Last time, I did the this or that for Dami Zane. Today, she's got some fire questions for me, I've heard. So, do you want to take it away?
The main theme for today, as you can see from the title, is about co-parenting and the shmoney. The squillies. Okay? The shmoney and the squilly, the moolah. Pound sterling. Dollars. Okay?
Pound sterling.
I had to Africanize it. You know how they say that?
Different.
Pound sterling. Dollars. Nairas.
Dollars.
I've tried to pick this or that question that requires you to think about your money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So the situation, Venom, which I'm sure is already the situation for you anyway,
Okay.
is you're a millionaire, okay?
Jeez, obviously.
Naturally, hello?
In my DNA and that.
Thank you, right? So you are a millionaire, close to being a billionaire, not far off, okay?
Okay.
Amen. And,
Amen to that.
you're co-parenting, okay?
Okay.
And you need to decide what you're going to pay for. That's the situation. So the question is, you're a millionaire. What am I paying for? I'm a millionaire who's a co-parent. What am I paying for? Okay?
Yeah.
School fees versus summer holidays.
School fees versus summer holidays. Well, school is longer, so school.
School fees, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Essentials. This includes food, nappies if they're at that stage. Everything that falls under essentials. Yeah.
Yeah.
Versus designer clothing.
Definitely essentials.
Yeah. All right. School uniform versus toys. Till they're 18, by the way. This includes them PS5s and all them things there.
Yeah, toys.
Oh, you want to be considered the fun parent, innit?
It's not even that. Do you know what? I know I'm not, with the this or that, you're not allowed to explain.
No.
I'm not going to explain.
You've given your answer, so it is what it is. What did you say again? Toys, yeah? Cool.
Toys, yeah.
So everything else, baby mom's going to take care of everything else. You're just going to pay
I'm
for
going to take care of uniform, boring things. And
All right, cool. Guys, hit him up in the comments if you want to know his reasoning, because he's not allowed to say it in the episode. That's for sure.
Not allowed to explain myself, but yeah.
I saw something on Twitter as usual.
Mm-hmm.
And then it got moved on to Instagram. I have to say, Instagram's always late.
Yeah, it is.
Because we see
even
everything.
TikTok is before Instagram.
Trust me, we see everything on Twitter. So Blac Chyna, your favorite baby bums.
Literally nobody discussed me more than this woman, you know.
I've realized that you hate Blac Chyna and you hate Future. And one day I'm gonna ask us to unpick your reasoning why, because I don't get it.
You don't get it.
Nah, your disdain for
No, my disdain for Future is nowhere near the level of Blac Chyna. Blac Chyna is ultimate.
Yo, you be throwing Tyga under the bus. You be like, last week, what did you say? He was like, he's the way you said he was toxic. I can't remember the actual line you said. Yeah, guys, go check out the
Future, you mean?
Yeah, who did I say?
Tyga.
Oh my God,
I was like,
Tyga.
Tyga.
Do you know what? It's because I'm going to talk about him. I always do this.
Oh, okay.
No, you said Future is toxic, but the way you talk about Future, yeah, guys, watch previous episodes. Like, you don't rate man at all. Like,
I don't. He's problematic, man. He's problematic.
Anyway,
unnecessarily as well. Like, how can you be that wealthy?
I hear
that
it.
Desired. I don't even think he's like that attractive, but he's that desired. Like, he's desired, and then he's just out here doing absolutely nothing for black male credibility.
I hear you. We'll that'll be another day. That's a situation we'll we'll attempt to
100%.
discuss another day. But for your favorite baby mums, Blac Chyna, she tweeted some time ago. Yesterday, I had to give up 3 of my cars, my reasons, morals, beliefs. Being a single mother, no support. I'm a mama. She also tweeted, single, no support, child support. Yeah, that was her claim, right?
Yeah.
So obviously, Rob Kardashian and Tyga jumped on Twitter and were like, sis, you chatting. So Rob Kardashian says that he pays $37,000 a year for his daughter's school. He handles every single medical expense. He pays for her extracurricular activities. And he has their daughter from Tuesday to Saturday. Why would he also pay child support on top? LOL. Tyga was like, I pay $40,000 a year for my son's school. He lives with me Monday to Saturday. Why would I pay child support? Then he replied to Rob, 2 baby daddies busting jokes under the comments. How you pay $3,000 less? Let me know the plug.
Yeah, that bit finished me, That was rude.
I want to talk about it because people on Twitter have been not cussing, that's not the right word. They've been mocking Blac Chyna ever since.
Rightly so. She's just...
I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I don't know. I think it was a publicity stunt on her part to try and get some of the cash flow going, because she knows that she don't deserve no child support when she's looking after her own kids 1 day a week. Everybody with half a brain would know that. So it's just, I had to really think about it, and I was like, nah, she got to be smart enough to know that if she's serious about that, then she's stupid. So
the thing
I
is,
think she wanted the smoke that's coming. I
think she's trying to be slick, but not in the way that you're thinking of it. So I know, because I'm one of those people. I'm for the pop culture and gossips. I don't gossip about friends, but the celebs, I'm there. Okay.
Yeah, we're there.
So I know that Blac Chyna is currently in a court battle with the Kardashians. And essentially, she's suing them because she's saying that she had a spin-off show of the Kardashian show time ago, when she was kind of still with Rob. And the Kardashians got it cancelled. So she's saying that because of their actions, she's been struggling to make money. Like they've basically detrimented her financially, and she's suing them. There's a whole lot of other stuff going on. There was also a court case between her and Rob that got dropped last minute. She won the case or whatever. But essentially, because the case against the Kardashians is mainly about money, I think that's why she tweeted that, because it makes it seem like it makes her look more favorable in court that she's saying she's the single mom. She's not getting any support financially. She feels they should pay child support. Because remember her...
But not when you only look after the kid 1 day a week.
But she didn't say that in her tweet. Remember, she
of course
said
not, but
she had to give up her cars because she's a single mama.
Yeah.
So she's obviously trying to pay herself a certain type of way because there's a court case going on, right? So that's what makes this more funny. When you know that context, that's what makes it more funny that Rob and Tyga decided to come in the comments and be like,
they know what's going on too.
Sis, we're the primary caregivers at this point because they're with our child is with us most of the time. Personally, I'm all for men stepping up and paying for their kids. I think that's what they're supposed to do. I feel like,
of course,
Blac Chyna's wrong in this situation. Like she's totally out of line. Like she's chatting rubbish. She's got peas. She's got other business ventures and stuff like that. She doesn't have the kids most of the week. At this point, let me look at the days again of the week. So
there's 7 of them. She has them for 1.
She has the kid with Rob. I forget the baby's name. She has that one basically Sunday and Monday. Because Tuesday he's going to Rob and till Saturday. So she's got Sunday to Monday. And then with Tyga's kid, literally she has Tyga's kid only on Sundays.
That's just wild. 2
days a week. She's a 2-day-a-week mum.
You know what, yeah? Even without going into it, because you want to talk about it in another episode, think about this for 1 second, yeah? Even as a parent and as a mother, Blac Chyna's 2 kids, their baby fathers have removed their kids from her presence for a majority of their time. That goes to show you how much even they detest the idea of their children being with the mother. Do
you think they made that decision, or do you think she made the decision?
I think they made that decision for some reason.
We don't know.
I think they made it.
We're speculating. You're speculating again, huh? He loves to do that. Speculate.
But I don't think, do you know why? Because I don't think, and in terms of custody and stuff, women are basically the ones with the power. But I don't think women are empowered in a way where they can push the majority responsibility onto the man.
I think
it's
more
common. If they want to take it, they can take it.
Yeah, I think it's more common for the mum to have custody of the child and then set up visitation with the pops. That's normally the situation. But definitely there's situations where the mum's incapable and so the dad has custody, or, you know, maybe she's a working mum and the dad isn't working as much and therefore the dad's around to have the kid. We don't know the situation. But all I know is she's got a court case with the Kardashians and it's about peas. It's about money. And she's trying to argue that she doesn't have the financial... she's been she doesn't have the financial means. She's been detrimented financially. And so I think that tweet, it was calculated. But I just love that the guys were like,
no.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Thing that I saw online was, this is crazy. This one's actually crazy. Because Twitter's mad. So KREPT and his baby mum, Sasha. So Sasha must have put on, I don't even know if it was Snapchat or whatever. She basically put something out there to say that she's basically going 50-50 on childcare with KREPT. And then because people on Twitter are jobless, they decided to do remember there's Clubhouse and then Twitter's got its own thing called Spaces in it. So people were having debates on Twitter Spaces about how comes KREPT he's a millionaire. Why is his baby mom's going 50-50 on school fees with him? Full-blown conversations. Off the back of that, Sasha defended him and was like, listen, he set up our daughter for life. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even have the financial means that I have. He's put me on. And sorry. He's a great dad. There's nothing wrong with us going 50-50. Like, you don't need to drop that talk, basically.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking to myself, first of all, they obviously are cool with that situation. She didn't drop it in a way to like complain about the guy. Like when she first dropped it on her snap, it wasn't like can you believe it? I've got to pay 50-50 for child fees. It wasn't that sort of vibe. So it blows my mind. It blows my mind that normal people that probably don't earn 1 million, they're not, because we can't all be over the 10%. We can't all be 10%ers plus. Yeah. Normal bystanders are on Twitter calculating my guy's money and trying to argue that, oh my days, why is she paying 50-50? I thought that was wild. And I just wanted to talk about it for a little bit. Just put my little 2 pence on that, because
the thing, I think even KREPT got involved in one of the spaces and
he came on to start defending himself.
Into the
Crazy,
debate,
crazy.
But the thing is, I don't know why she even put that out there. It wasn't necessary, but now that it's public knowledge, people can have their opinions. But
fair enough.
I think as a parent, you want to provide for your kids. KREPT has the means to provide for his daughter easily. Yeah. But that doesn't mean that Sasha doesn't want to provide for her daughter. As a mother, obviously you're gonna there's certain things that you may want to do to feel like an adequate parent. Yeah. She makes money. Yeah. So she wants to spend her money on her child. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, otherwise you end up looking or feeling like a sponge, like you're sponging off someone. Some people, they don't care about that, like Chyna. But some people, they're like, nah, like, this is my child too. Like, I want to be able to X, Y, Z.
Sorry, my response is delayed because I just realised you just threw this woman under the bus. I get every time, any opportunity. Any opportunity.
I can't stand her.
What is it? I can't stand her, man. What is it?
It's so much. It's
what did she do
from
to
the
you?
looks to the personality. There's so
What's
much.
What's wrong with her looks?
Oh, she's hideous.
Some people think she's attractive. Some people think she's sexy.
She's hideous, and they are blind.
Hideous.
She's hideous.
Wow.
Gruesome.
Wow. Okay. Moving on.
Yeah, we're there.
Yeah, let's move on.
You know what? I actually love Asian culture as well, and the Chinese and Chinese cuisine and tradition. If I was Chinese, I would be livid that this woman even you know, that why is so important, you know, trying to ruin my heritage. Mad. Anyway.
Yo. Not heritage.
I'll be fuming, bruv. Wow. If I was Chinese, I'll be fuming.
What if her name was Blac Chyna? How would you feel?
And she can't make me more mad. So the main topic for this week is, should co-parents go 50-50? Dami Zayn.
Yes.
What are you saying?
Hold on. I didn't want to say this when we were talking about Sasha and KREPT because essentially I knew we were going to talk about it in this segment. Yeah. I think what you contribute should be determined by your financial means.
Okay, elaborate.
So if one parent is earning considerably less than the other one, then the percentage of their contribution should match their financial means.
Okay, this is a good one because this is something that comes up for me generally, which almost isn't about co-parenting, but is about relationships. And in a relationship, if you're saving together, building together, whatnot, should it be 50-50 cash or should it be 50-50%?
So,
because like all things, it's, you know what I mean? If we're putting £100 in a savings account and £100 is 50% of my income and it's 5% of yours, should we be doing that? Or should you be putting in 50% of your income? I'm putting in 50% of my income, and thus we are contributing equally.
So I guess this question, should co-parents go 50-50? Are we strictly talking, when you asked me that question, was you talking about finance or was you talking about...
Yeah, I'm talking about finance.
Financially, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it should be, I think your contribution should factor
be 50-50% or cash?
It doesn't matter. Because if it's 50...
It does, there's a difference.
No, it doesn't matter because out of 100... Even if it's a percentage out of 100, let's say I'm only paying 30% out of 100, that means I'm paying £30 and you're paying 70. If we go 50-50, it means I'm paying £50, you're paying 50. So I don't think it matters whether it's percentage or
no, but
cash.
It's as a contribution.
Yeah, so
of what you earn.
It's always going to be a contribution of out of 100. It's always going to be a percentage, whether you translate it to cash or not. So my argument is, if I'm earning, if I'm financially stable to the point where I can retire, I've got mad peas, I'm a billionaire, but baby daddy is on 30k a year.
Yeah.
Okay, so I should take up the majority of the financial responsibility. He should pay a lower percentage than me. We should not be doing 50-50. That's my point. But if you're going to talk about relationships and you're saving to buy a house, for example, then first of all, I can't really comment on what you should or should not do. That's between you and your partner. But
in your opinion,
it's between you and your partner. In your opinion, in my opinion, it's between you. It's none of my business. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm on my business out here. But let's say I was in a relationship, me and my partner earning roughly the same. It makes sense that we both contribute 50-50 to our savings, because I personally would want to own that property 50. I would want to own 50% of that property. I wouldn't want him to have the majority stakes in it. But if he's earning crazy amounts and he's saying, oh, we want to buy, I don't know, a 5-bedroom, whatever, in London, and we know that's going to cost a lot of money, that's in the billions for sure, right? And I know that, and it's not the truth. This is examples, but let's say I was earning like, I don't know, 25k a year. I can't put the same. I can't put 50%.
You ain't got the financial resource.
I don't have the resources, so it's not possible. Again, that's why it's cut your coat according to your size. Is what I'm saying. The same concept goes for the child. Because we're only talking finances. We're not talking about who's taking the kids most of the time. Where does the kid live? Because the parent that the kid lives with predominantly is the parent that's actually contributing the most outside of finance. And you could argue even with finance, because it's the little things. It's buying food every day, making sure there's electricity, making sure there's water, making sure they've got clothes on their back. All of that. When the parent that the child lives with is the one that's contributing majority of the time. Not to even talk of the care, So, but if we're going to talk about strictly finance, I think the parent that I think it should be calculated according to what each parent earns.
Yeah,
that's what I think it should be. So
that's what I think.
50-50. That's fine if we both earning the same amount. We're both on 100k. Yeah, we can contribute 50-50. Irrespective of whether the child lives with me or lives with him, we should both contribute, because you go half on the baby. You don't make the baby. None of us made the baby by ourselves. But if we're not...
but then arguably the woman did the harder part, and thus...
Don't get me wrong, she did, because she carried the baby, and whether she did natural birth or cesarean, she's the one that's had to recover and all that. It's a lot. But... That's why I asked if you was asking this question based on finance, or if you was talking about everything else that comes with looking after a child. I feel like, and I if I'm going to be honest, and remember, I'm not a mum. I've not had a child. I've not gone through that process. So it's easy for me to sit here and say, oh, I feel like
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's very easy. I acknowledge that.
Same.
I acknowledge that. However, I do feel like a man is never going to be able to, unless science decides to do something mad, a man is never going to be able to carry a child anyway. And a man is never going to be able to actually give birth. It's not natural. It's not how God intended. Remember, I'm a Christian. It's not how God intended. So a woman is always, that's, and I don't want to call it a burden because some people find it beautiful, but it's the responsibility of the woman to be the cocoon for the child whilst the child is growing and is old enough to come out into the world, and then to give birth to that child, whether that's naturally or via cesarean or whatever. But just because she's had that bit doesn't mean that the man has to overcompensate with finance.
Yeah, for the rest.
And I feel like,
definitely.
Personally, I feel like a lot of women think because I've had to carry this, what they perceive to be a burden, because it is very taxing, they say that because they've had to do that bit, the guy should pay more. And I don't actually agree with that perception. I don't think that's right. I feel like
I
feel like finance should be considered separate to everything else, which is, again, the reason why I asked the question in the first place. Are we talking strictly finance, or are we talking about everything else as well?
Yeah, no, just for that particular part, 100%, I was just asking for just finance because they are separate. But I do feel like you missed a trick on your this or that, though, because that whole science and men having babies, that would have been a good one in there. There could have been a good something been there.
It could have been.
No. Hell no.
I just don't see it. I don't. I've got to be very PC here because, you know, in today's day and age, the concept of woman and man is changing a lot. It's, are you biologically a man or a woman, or are you
identifying as something,
or do you
different?
identify as a man or a woman, and stuff like that? So I get, but I feel like unless science moves leaps and bounds and gives men the chance or opportunity to bear and give birth to a human being, it's always going to be the woman's responsibility, or it's her role. It's the straw that she unfortunately has because of the way that
you
women
said unfortunately. That is the blessing of being a woman.
I think I personally see it as a burden, but that's because that's where I am in life right now. So I want children, but I don't want surrogacy, but I don't also actually want to bypass the bit where I
actually have
foster the child and give birth.
That's mad.
Yeah. I wish there was a way without doing surrogacy. That's like, I don't know, I'm pregnant, I chew, baby's out. No pain, no stress, no. Yeah. And I still get to keep my perky boobs and everything. I wish that was, but it doesn't work like that. And when I guess I'm not ready to have a child whilst,
I think arguably that, because whilst this is going to sound rich as hell coming from a guy who has also agreed that if I was given the opportunity as a man to have a child, I would not have one.
Yeah.
It's a hard no, 100% no. But I really cherish the ability that women have. Like, that is probably the only thing on this world that is genuine magic.
It is magic.
So when people are like, "Oh no, like it's a burden or what?"
Let me explain.
That's the only tangible magic that exists.
I get you, but let me explain for me. For me, yeah. I still think it's magical. I've got friends, I've got family who have children, and I look at them in awe, like, wow. Like you, like I said, you grew a human inside you.
Yeah.
And gave birth to that human being, right?
And a connection.
And I just feel like it's absolutely beautiful when I'm watching it as a third party. But I have to say it like that. I have to say it like that because the more, as I get older and the more women close to me, in close proximity to me, who are having children, the more I'm actually learning what it comes with. And it's
as in the negatives?
Just the realism of it. The realism of it. How it changes your body, like the health implications it comes with, the pain, and
pain during pregnancy or
during, after. And I know everybody's pregnancy and delivery is different, but to me, it just, if at the where I am in life right now, it feels like something that I'm just not prepared to do right now.
Okay, yeah, that's understandable.
Because I'm petrified of it. I'm like, oh my God, every person I've spoken to, it's not been a cute story. Okay. And even people that have had a relatively easy childbirth, for example, the way they explain that pain and, you know, the recovery and how their body's changed. And I'm just like, I want the baby, but I don't want all of that. Is there a way I can have the baby, but not all of that? Yeah. And it's because I'm in my selfish phase. I'm still in my me. I'm not ready to let go. I guess
it's exposure as well, though. It is exposure because
I think there's a reason.
And you are a woman. I'm a guy, and like there's like a 10-year gap between me and my next sibling. And so I was already like, you know, like 9 years old when my mum was pregnant with my next sibling. So I remember that whole thing, and then her actually having the baby as well. And I think I even saw.
Okay.
So to me, it's like, I guess because there wasn't any like crazy complications or anything like that, not to put my mum's business out there, but like, I guess because it was a normal pregnancy and it's my mum, like it's just like, it's just not that big of a deal, if you know what I mean? Like she's just taking it in her stride, it's life. And now
I feel like you're speaking from a
big little brother.
You're speaking from a man's perspective.
Yeah.
I think because I know it's my body and I'm the one that's going to have to go through some of the things that I've heard. Not to say my experience would be exactly the same as anybody else. But I don't know what my experience is going to be. And that ambiguity is actually scary to me right now. But like I say, I'm in my selfish phase. I'm in my phase of, you know, waking up when I want to wake up. I can go out when I want to go out. I can take advantage of getting ready in the time that I want to get ready. I don't have to think about anyone but me. And the idea of your body's not your own during the pregnancy, and after you've had the baby, your body's still not your own for a long time, and not even to think of actually looking after the child as well. It's not, oh, you play with them for a few hours and then that's it. It's not, it's your whole life has to revolve around that child. And like I say, I do want children, absolutely want children. I'm just scared. I think for me, I'm definitely not going to be I planned this baby. For me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for me, I think if I left it to planning, I will put it off.
You just won't go for it.
Yeah.
Damn.
I think for me to have
definitely not that way, man.
Yeah, I think for me it would have to be I just surprise!
Oops.
I'm pregnant.
Yeah. Oops.
Oh, I'm pregnant now. Okay, now damn, you have no choice but to go through with it. There's nothing you can, because I don't believe in I'm pro-choice, but my personal choice is no matter the situation, I'll keep the baby. So I know that because I'm that way inclined, if I just accidentally got preggers, if I got preggers, I'm keeping that baby, and I'll have to just accept that.
Just roll with it.
Do you know
what it is, right? I do know people that have had really traumatic pregnancies. Yeah. As well as a lot more that have had very relatively normal, what you would describe as normal pregnancies and simpler experiences. But I'd say almost all of those women after the fact have been so
I'll do it
themselves
again.
As I know them, or even done it again, which is a hormonal thing as well. There's many reasons why women go on to have more kids, even if they are traumatized by their first experience. But I mean, even down to like women who I've been intimate with who have had kids, and like, I know that there are possible, or not even possible, I know that it is a ordeal for the body to go through. But because I've firsthand seen that you can also just snatch everything.
Trust me, I've seen it firsthand as well. But let me tell you something. The older I get, and the more that I'm seeing,
the harder it gets, for sure.
No, that's not what I was gonna say. The older I get, the more I'm deep in what's gonna happen, and I'm like, I'm scared. I don't think I can do that. Which is why a planned pregnancy for me, I don't know. It'll have to be like, and it'll have to be, and I mean, at my age, by the time this happens, I mean, remember guys, I'm single, okay? There's no man, and my happens within the parameters of marriage. So at this point, by the time I meet the guy, we get to know each other to the point where we both feel like we can do this life together forever. It's going to be a while. I've got some time to live my selfish life. Yeah, I've got some time. I don't see myself being in a relationship, getting engaged in a span of a year. I don't see it. I mean, anything is possible.
Don't test God, you know.
I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening.
Don't this day and age. God, that's all I'm saying. In this day and age. I'm not talking about the time. I'm just saying, don't test God, you know, because...
Listen, in this day and age, I'm a realist. In this day and age, with the way the dating scene is looking, I don't see myself meeting somebody, because I'm a single Pringle. I'm so single. It's because
you're in London.
I'm so single.
You're in London.
I'm
for choice.
I'm so single. There's not even options. Yeah. So imagine. I still have to meet options, because I have to meet options. One of them potentially, when I be like, oh, I'm digging this chick, I've got to dig him back. The chances of that, of me settling down and getting engaged, getting married in a year, Venom, it's not. Hey. I don't see it. And I'm being real, and I'm not upset about it. So I feel like I've got time. I've got time. So by the time I do get married and I get preggers, it will be, that means you've lived your life to this point. You've got no choice. You're going to do it. And at that point, I will financially, I'll be in a good place. So it will be as though I planned it. Because I
wanted to do it all along.
I'm already stable financially. If I got pregnant now by accident, I'd be okay. Yeah. I would be okay. I'd be able to look after that child comfortably. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to be a planner. It's going to have to be an hoop.
Yeah.
It's going to have to be, because me to sit down and to voluntarily put myself through that.
Okay, so you've done all of that. You found the guy.
Yes.
Married.
Yes.
Oop. That's not a COVID test. That's a pregnancy test. And I'm positive. That's the vibe, yeah?
Yeah.
And then something happens, whatever, and you and Mr. Man are no longer together.
Damn, divorce. Okay.
Yeah, after all of that, after all of this discourse that we've just had.
Imagine.
It's 50-50 cutting it.
Like I said...
Or less than.
Financially, it would depend on where... the way we cut it, the way we slice it, will depend on finances, financial means.
Yeah.
Do
you know what I'm thinking, yeah?
Yeah.
Because this topic is... it's here, we kind of know the parameters of it, but I think we should introduce the dilemma to...
You want to go with the dilemma, yeah? So guys, we've got a dilemma for you guys this week. Our first dilemma. You people trust us, yeah? Okay. So I'm going to read it out. Obviously, it's anonymous, because we ain't here
and just know that this dilemma is in keeping with the theme of this week's episode.
Absolutely.
As to why I asked.
Yeah, it is. It actually is. It's anonymous. So I'm going to read it out, okay? So, hey guys, first, I just want to say I love your podcast and I love the topics you come up with and hearing your opinions on pop culture. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
We love you too. And we love that you love the podcast. Wanted to get your opinion on something. My baby mum lives at home with her mum, but is looking to get a place of her own. Okay. She has our child 4 days a week, but is asking me to contribute to the rent and deposit for the new place. Okay. I don't feel like I need to, as I help to pay for essentials and I actively look after our child when she wants to go out. What do you think I should do? Pay the ting, man.
Wow.
Pay the ting.
Do you want to weigh in with your thoughts?
No, I need some time to think about it. What's your thoughts?
Okay.
Yeah, what's your thoughts?
That is definitely... so I guess this is touching on the grayer area of what this 50-50 means. Because let me put it this way. If I had a child and I was separated from the mother, whether or not I had the child or not, if I'm separated from the mother, I'm already going to have living accommodation. So if I have a child, they're living with me. We're not living together. If you understand what I'm saying.
No. So are you saying if it was you, it's not you, but if it was you...
Oh, sorry, yeah. So
are you saying you would have the child, you would be the one...
No, sorry, I see what I did there, which caused confusion. I'm saying, if I have a child, the child is living with me as opposed to me and the child are living together. So I wouldn't ask the mother for help with the rent because my child is living with me. And if the child didn't exist, I would be living with myself.
Anyway, yeah, but you can argue...
there would be a roof over my head regardless.
But you can argue that she could have potentially... I'm not gonna insert myself in this because it's not about us. I'm just gonna keep it to what was said. But before I launch into this, thank you for sending in your dilemma.
Indeed.
Yeah, and it's nice that it's on topic as well. Yeah. But I guess there's a chance that she might not have moved out of her mum's house if not for the child.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
So,
for sure.
I guess it depends on her reasoning for moving out. If she's moving out because she wants to create more space for her and her child, then I guess I get where you're coming from about, well, I'm going to be living there as well. So technically it's my space. The child is living with me. It's not that I'm living with the child. I get what you're trying to do semantics. I see what you're trying to do there.
It's important semantics though.
No, I don't think so. I think remember we just said that bearing the child is one thing, but the looking after the child afterwards is a difference.
Of course.
Your whole life, basically your life is the child. There's no me anymore. It's the child. And I think for that reason, it's difficult for me to agree with you when you're saying, if I'm moving out, it's me moving out. Like the child is living with me, not the other way around, not me living with the child.
Yeah.
Because actually, no, it's the child living with you. It's the child living with you because your life has had to shift and change for this child. It's not your life anymore. So I think it's a sticky one. I think it depends. Again, this is my answer. I feel like it depends on the baby mum's financial standing and whether she has the means.
To facilitate. Think that definitely does.
I think that if we're going to keep it a buck and keep it simple, both parents should, as much as they possibly can, aim towards contributing financially 50-50.
But okay,
I think that should always be the aim. That should be the aim. Like, as within your capacity, try to strive towards 50-50. That means, though, that he will be in some way or form contributing to the child's living space and food. It's like essential, schooling, holidays, toys, like everything.
All right, here's the thing about it that gets tricky for me is we already know her scenario. Let's say the guy's living by himself. He's got his own house, whatever. And and let's just change the day so that the child isn't with the mum 4 days a week and him 3 days a week. In fact, that's fine, because that's almost 50-50, because there's 7 days a week. You can't actually get a perfect 50.
Exactly.
She wouldn't be paying for the time that the child spends with him, which is the other 50% of the time. So what is he really contributing to? He's looking after the child 50% of the time.
Yeah, but then that could be the argument for any co-parenting father, where the mum has custody. When the child is with me, you don't pay 50.
The time is
when
50-50.
When the child is with me, you're not paying 50-50. When the child is with you, I'm paying 50-50. You can argue that. Fundamentally, the way I see it is this, yeah? When you have a child, it takes two to tango. You can't have sex with yourself and produce a child. You have sex with another person and produce the child. So you are both financially responsible for that child, irrespective of where the child stays. Because unless you live together, someone is contributing financially. It's always gonna seem a bit unbalanced. But simply because the child is living with one parent majority of the time doesn't absolve you from your 50-50 financial obligation.
Yeah, of course not.
Right? So for that reason, even if it was the other way around and it was, the child lives with me most of the majority of the week and I want to move and I think she should pay 50-50, I would be saying, well, you know what? Maybe not 50-50 on rent and stuff, but definitely 50-50 on stuff that directly you're paying towards the child. Do you see what I'm saying? Direct. So that is things like child's getting their hair done, whether that's barbers or hairdressers for a little girl, clothes, toys, holidays, essentials including food, every like literally, and essentials does include the roof over their head, you know, because that includes things like electricity. So you know what, you might not want to contribute towards the actual rent. You might be saying, okay, I'm going to contribute towards the utility bills because the child is living under that roof, but your electricity bills would be different if you didn't have a child in the house.
Yeah,
Facts.
I don't know, man. I feel balance is more sensible than that, though. Like, I totally get it. And I mean, God forbid, this will not be my life. But, like...
I think there's nothing wrong with it being somebody's life. I wouldn't say God forbid.
No, but I wouldn't wish it on someone. You would not want to go into any situation
of course
like
not.
having a child
of course
to
not.
then become separated.
I hear that.
So, I don't know, man. It's a tricky one because they are a separate entity, and I feel like there needs to be a degree of like sense applied as well, which isn't, and when I say sense and balance, it doesn't equate to 50-50, because if you just said, okay, yeah, 50-50, he should be paying for the rent 50% of the rent because the child lives here majority of the time, etc., etc. You're also paying for the lifestyle that the mother has chosen for herself. And I almost don't feel like that's fair as well, because anybody can rent anywhere, but people choose where they want to live. The child ain't going to choose. They're going to be happy with whatever they get, because children are blank canvases. A child can have nothing and still have and find happiness.
No.
So
no,
it's very much a choice, and then you're asking somebody else to pay for...
I actually disagree with you.
...the luxuries that you essentially want, yeah.
No, I disagree with you.
Wow,
I think you're giving a very manly answer. I kind of expect that answer from you as a guy, to be fair. I'll be very frank. I think I think he should pay towards, he should contribute, and not say, I'm not going to say how much. I'm not going to say it has to be 50-50, but I do think think that you should contribute.
100%.
Because, and I think also have a very frank, I don't know what your relationship is like with your baby moms. I don't know if you guys have if you have a volatile relationship, or if you have if you're cool, like, you know, you can actually talk and stuff. It might be worth saying, okay, look, I'm happy to contribute towards the rent and to contribute towards the deposit, and, you know, as well as whatever you're already contributing towards for the care and living of your child. But maybe, you know, just so that it's not like, oh, this girl's going for a 2-bed in somewhere really expensive or whatever, maybe, you know, say I want to be part of the decision making in terms of where my child will be living, which I think anyone that is reasonable would be okay with, because if I'm going to insert myself into the situation, if I was a baby mom and I was living in a situation that wasn't really conducive to raising my child and I wanted to move, because I think that's fair, you know. Grandma doesn't necessarily want to have grandchild living in the house with her. Do you understand me? Like, let's be fair
especially when they get to a certain size, age,
and do you know what I mean? So yeah, absolutely. The where you're living with your mom, where baby mums is living, is not conducive to her current situation. Hence why she's moving. That's my assumption, and I think that's a fair assumption to make. So if I was in that situation, I would be okay with my child's father maybe not deciding where I live, but I would be happy to consult with him around the kind of the area I'm looking to live in and stuff like that, because he's got to travel there, or do you know what I mean? He's got to come there to get the kid or whatever, or see the child. It's got to be somewhere that's going to be safe for the child. It's got to be somewhere this child's going to be going to school around there. Is he happy with the schooling around there? All of that stuff. So I would be looking to get his opinion around where I'm living, and
100%.
stuff like that. And I don't necessarily agree that children are blank canvases, they can live anywhere and be happy, because I personally know people who grew up in adversity in terms of their space and stuff like that, and it did impact them. And even like me, my parents weren't poor, but I shared my room with my sister for quite a considerable amount of time, and I didn't like it, and I got to a certain age and I was like, why am I sharing a room? Do you know what I mean? So I think any parent would want their child to be comfortable where they move them to, and there's no point in moving the child from my mum's house if I'm going to move them to somewhere where they're not going to have their own space and be comfortable. So it might be she's looking at a 2-bed, baby girls or baby boy has their own room. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing.
Yeah, no, of course.
So yeah, I think have a conversation with baby mums. Be honest, innit? It's all about communication. Like, talk to her, say, I have some reservations. These are what my reservations are. I feel like I do already contribute a lot. I do think you should contribute towards where this child is going to be living. Doesn't have to be 50-50, but have that conversation with baby mums. And also, to combat the whole she's living life of luxury on my peas, then the way to negotiate that is be like, I will contribute, but I also want to be able to have some sort of a say towards where you decide to live. Because if you have not that you make the final say, but she's able to consider your thoughts and feelings towards it, and you make a collective decision together on where your child is going to be living, then it will make it easier for you to part with your money. It doesn't have to be 50-50, but you'll be able to part with it knowing that I had a hand in that decision. Not that she decided she wanted to live in Mayfair in a 3-bed apartment at the top of some skyscraping building, and she's asking me to contribute 5k towards rent every month. I'm exaggerating, but do you know what I mean? Because you didn't.
And these times I'm not even living in.
Exactly. So have a conversation with her. Say, I'm willing to contribute something, but I do feel like I should be part of the decision making on where our child is going to be living going forward. And also, I definitely think that when it comes to financial obligation, it should be striving towards 50-50, but you have to cut your coat according to your size. You can't go bankrupt. You can't go poor, really, because you want to be doing up 50-50 when maybe baby mum earns more than you, or you earn more than baby mum and she can't contribute the 50-50 with you. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's my opinion on that dilemma. I hope that helps. But yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, no, I agree for sure.
Oh, so you agree? You agree with that?
No. I definitely agree with not 50-50, because it's not as simple as 50-50. And also, a child, I think it's like the way people speak about children in co-parent scenarios is very now. And I think the reality of children is that the mother's work is very front-ended. It's also everlasting,
it's forever.
But it's very front-ended as well. Like, they are required heavily in the beginning. The men are not actually required in the beginning for the child, they're more so required to support the mother, if you see what I mean. But there's the whole rest of this child's life. And in reality, as parents, you want to contribute 50-50 to that child's life, not necessarily just, oh, they're born here right now and I need, if you see what I mean.
I see what you mean. But I don't agree with you when you say that a mum's work is front end. A mum's work is for life.
No, I said it's for life, but it's very front ended. In terms of it's required.
No. What's required is for life. It's actually for life. So, guys, things were said, and
things were said and done.
And done. And first of all, thank you again to our listener that sent in that dilemma, and I hope we were able to answer or help you, at least steer you in some sort of direction around what you're gonna do. But yeah, it will be nice to hear from you guys in the comments. Do you think that co-parents should go 50-50 financially? Hit us up in the comments. We really want to know. If you would like us to give our opinions or give you a steer in some sort of direction on any dilemma that you have, please email us. The email will be on the screen. Hit us up. Obviously, we'll keep you anonymous and all that jazz. Also, you can find us on our socials, also on the screen, as you can see it right now, and in the description for those of you that are listening too. And thanks for that demonstration, Venom. That was cute.
Sorry,
I like that. And the exits will be here, here, and here. I like that. Yeah. Until next time, guys. Wait, I always forget something. Whenever I do the outro, it's terrible. If you enjoyed this episode and you're new here, welcome. First of all, thanks for coming through. Like, comment, subscribe. Our normal listeners and watchers, thanks for coming by again and supporting us as always. Like, comment, and subscribe. Your likes and your comments lets us know whether you're enjoying it. It goes a long way towards the channel and helping us decide what we're going to talk about next. So yeah, let me not label the point. See you next week. Peace.